Hello, friends. So today we're going to keep working on our, oh my gosh, look at those lines. Oh my goodness. We're going to keep working on our Halloween papers. And for this, I'm just trying to find some stamps in my cool acrylic stamp book. So I have these ratty lines. I love that. We have these X's, which are cool. Just some text. I can tell I've used that for embossing before. Some vintage text and then some bigger ratty lines. And we have a ton of different papers. Now, so number one, I went to an estate sale this week and I bought the giantest jar. Like, here's normal embossing jars and here's this. It's amazing. But this one is called Pirate Gold, and I have a baby jar of what's called Pirate Gold, I think. No, this is just gold. This is Commotion, Ranger, Simon Says Stamps, and then I have some little things that we might be able to do some dots with embossing. But I'm going to try this giant one first because I'm so interested to see how it works. Oh my gosh, how funny is that? All right, I'm going to use my Wow embossing pad. I don't know that it's in super good shape, but let's see how it does. So I'm going to just, I can't find any of my stamping blocks. So we're going to put some crosses on here. There's a little cattywampus, so let's keep up the cattywampus. I like straight better than cattywampus, but okay, me. Oh, this is hilarious. This is hilarious. Now, embossing powder is fine to have in a giant container because functionally it is just little pieces of plastic that we heat up, so it should be fine. Okay. Pirate Gold feels to me a lot like the muted gold that we had yesterday. That is not the look I'm going for. In fact, I'm going to have to figure out something to do with my giant container of Pirate Gold. That is not my jam. It just looks like, doesn't look gold at all. It just looks like sepia, right? Which is fine. I'm not mad at it. Will it fit in my drawer? It just fits in my drawer. Okay, so this is fine. We'll use this somewhere maybe. Or we may go over it again with another kind of gold. Let's try another kind of gold. And I'm going to turn my whole stack kind of sideways. Let's try another kind of gold. And I don't want this all over. I just want it here and there. Next up is, we're going to try Simon Says Stamps Gold. Ultra fine. Uh-oh, we got to shake it up. I've never used it. Boop, boop, boop. And this little tray is the best thing I have ever bought for $7 because it catches all the extra embossing powder and then I can dump it off into the jar again. Okay, let me tell you in all sincerity, that is way more of the style of gold that I wanted than this. This to me doesn't feel like anything happened. I don't like it at all. We're going to put some gold stripes on this and see if we can resurrect it. Fat gold stripes. Where did the fat gold go? Or the fat stripes go? Oh, there they are. Okay. If not, I'll just throw away that piece and it will not be the end of the world. Thus far, I'm very pleased with the Simon Says Stamp Gold. I tend to use Ranger Gold Ultra Fine. It's a embossing powder, I know, and I get all of Tim Holtz's embossing powders there that are translucent. So I usually just throw some on the thing, but I have been pleased with this so far. Oh, look, it got on some old embossing liquid and did those X's. So I'm not hating this now. All right, let's do our next one. This one has a lot of gold on it already. Let's see. I just want something delicate then. Something small too. So let's put just a little bit of light words just for a little glimmer. I don't know where any of it is. We will in a moment though. Ooh, I love that. It just adds a little delicate, extra shiny bit. I like that very much. Okay. Next. Ooh, look at this. We have gold and black. Now, we have a question. You know what? Let's put this at the bottom because I'm thinking I want more black on this. And I want more black on this. This guy, we're actually going to use this side, I believe, because it'll have the thing right. I feel like we could go and do, let's do, oh, more checkers. Cool. Let's do more checkers and let's do kind of around the edges, a little bit in there, and let's see what that does. Now, this isn't going to be as crisp and clean as it would be if you were doing it on, say, mixed media paper or something like that, because a little bit of the embossing liquid is seeping through the fibers of the embossing, or is seeping through the fibers of the tissue paper. And so you're not getting as clean and crisp embossing as you would if you were doing it on some kind of real paper. This is actually medical paper that you would have on the tables or on the long table you sit on at the medical office. And I think I might have put the gold on the wrong side. I wonder if that'll be an interesting, what happens if we get it wet? It'll be interesting to see how this shows up if I do it that way, although I might just leave it backwards. I don't really mind. Okay, this has a fair bit of gold already. Would I want to add, I have orange, but I don't love the orange. Let's put it underneath. We'll think about it later. This one, yes. We want lots of gold on this. Let's use that weird baby lines. And I am not trying to line them up because I can't actually even see them anymore now that they're embossed. Okay, let's change out our gold and try some of the other ones. Ooh, Simon Says Stamps gives you a bunch of gold in there. And if you just tap it down, it'll fit back. But think of how much we've used and there's still that much left. That's what you need to understand, is that you never have to worry. I don't know, maybe a couple colors or something I dropped. I hardly ever run out of embossing powder. Oh, I will say black superfine from Ranger I do run out of, but I use it a lot. So this is Commotion embossing powder. Just says gold. Okay. Let's see if it still feels like it is definitely a crusty gold, not a shiny gold. Let me hit it with a little bit more heat. I'm going to put this away. This is not my favorite or the look I'm going for. All right. I hit it with a ton of heat and it never got gold. So, not my favorite. Yeah. It's just not great. It's got a great, like if I was making a crusty, dusty, old looking pot to put flowers in, yes, but not for this. All right, this one can go on the bottom. This one needs a lot of gold. Let's do two things on this one. Let's do script. And one of the reasons I'm not totally sad I can't find any of my stamping blocks is that it's not the end of the world to have like less uniformity. I feel like that's where I'm going with that. because I'm not pushing down, and I could use the top of this, which you've seen me do before, but I like that it's going to be more random. I'll show you the Ranger. This is super fine gold. All right, let's see what it does. Okay, I feel like that took a really ho-hum paper and made it stunning and something that will look really pretty on this is for the orange Halloween. I think that's going to be gorgeous. All right, we already have some, I'm thinking black on that one. Oh my gosh. This one we are covering with gold because this is that one with the muted gold. Let's do stripes and this text. I don't have as much. I have a backup, don't worry. Gold embossing powder is one of my favorites, so I have a backup. I want to make sure I get good coverage. I don't want to be skimpy on this one because it's a hot mess. Let's see what we get. Okay, I love that 1,000 times more. And I don't think you're going to even notice the background when you see all the stripes on the candles. That's nice. I like that. All right, this one, I feel like, this is the evil eye. How about if we do some more stuff around the evil eye? I'm just going to put text. Now, you may be wondering why I am not using 1,000 different stamps. I see people that get out their whole stamp collection, and I want everything to be cohesive, and one of the ways you can make everything cohesive, even if you're using purple paint and orange paint and black paint, is to have it all be the same kind of designs. And I can tell you in all sincerity, nobody is going to look at your collection of wonderful candles and go, but didn't you use the same stamp on all those? Ooh, I feel like that jazzed up our evil eye. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on a candle, but at least now we know that there's some other fancy stuff around it. All right, this one seems like it has, this one, who made this one? This is a hot mess. We're gonna have to put something on this to make it something. It's not purple, it's not, could we put, hold on, let's try translucent purple and see if we get enough to give it color. All right, oh wait. Look, I have lilac. Ooh, this might be perfect because I think that's that weird Ranger that I bought that has black in it, which may be perfect for this situation. Do we want, I do, I want to cover this up as much as possible. So I'm going to do some checkers and I'm going to do some words and we're going to see what happens here with the purple. I can't mess it up. I don't like it. Well, I already feel just by seeing this without it being melted, I already feel like this top purple layer is pulling out more of the lower purple layer. So it feels more purple already, is what I'm saying. Okay, I am way less mad at it now. I don't think I'm going to make it a primary feature, but I am way happier with it. It's less like weensy purple, lots of gold, lots of black, and more purple forward. Oh, we have another one that needs some purple. Okay, let's try stripes and maybe the other script. And I don't know how juicy this embossing pad is. It could be a little dry. It's working fine. Maybe we try another one? I don't know. we started the day with, I think, 34 pages to do. And I am going away this week with my son to a lacrosse championship game. And so I'm not going to be around this weekend, so I had to get this done today. Okay, I feel like I jinxed myself because that weird other writing doesn't look very cute under there. It went from being a black and silver blob to being a purple blob. It's fine. Okay, this one will be fun. We're going to put all... Oh, we were going to try a different embossing pad. Let's use Diane Reevely's Diamond Medium. I got this when I got her new fancy, heavy-duty embossing powders that you triple do. I don't know if I've shown you them yet. I tried them. They were fun. I'm going to have to think about how I want them to work in my art, though. Oh, we got to put this away. Now I want gold. Let's use that Simon Says Stamp Gold. It was really good. I think I'm going to like this very much, just from what I can see right now. I love it. I just think that is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, this one. Let's see. Needs purple or black. Needs purple or black. Purple or black. Purple or black. Gold, gold. Let's pull out the ones that need gold. Holy crap, is that ugly. Gold. Oh, this one, let me do this while I'm thinking about it. This, if we put it on this way, it's going to be backwards. If we put it on this way, it's going to be forwards. And so I want the embossing on this front side. We're going to try this. This is a test of the emergency broadcast system. Because this paper should be opaque when we put it onto the candles, and so we should be able to see the whole Ouija board behind it with the gold over top of it, right? I think it'll work. I don't know. I'm not sure that most of what I do will work. I just do stuff until something works. Okay, now if this works, that should be very, very cool looking. Who knows? Okay, oh, these are the ones I had in my hand. I got all excited. Okay, I think gold. I think gold. I think gold. 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 Black. Black. Black, gold. That's the evil eye. Okay, and I think these ones are black. So let's move this pile over here for a minute and finish our gold ones. Let's do little lines and see if we like it. And if we think we need a little bit more of the scripty font. I don't know. I tend to feel like I want to put the scripty font on everything, and I don't know that it truly is the solution to everything. Maybe less is more. So I'm going to do this first, and then if I want to, I can always come back and emboss more. Ooh, that's really super pretty. And this is for our, oh my, I kind of love that. But I do think I want more gold in the places I feel like it's missing gold. That went from something I didn't love to something that I'm like, I can't wait to use this on one of the candles. Did I tell you? I'm going to do it again. Yesterday, I love that. So yesterday, I was making these papers, and I kept saying, I was going to tell you about what kind of candles we're going to make. And then I didn't actually tell anybody for, I don't know, half an hour. And so there's 3 types of candles we're going to make. So keep that in mind as you're watching me make these backgrounds. We're going to make the very first ones we're going to make are toilet paper and paper towel, tube candles, because I want to try all this stuff on something that it doesn't matter if it works, right? If it doesn't work, then I just throw away toilet paper rolls and maybe collect some more and just start over. Ooh, that I think perked this up. So the second kind I am going to make are, I bought them at Home Goods. They're those like LED candles that you would put out front for Christmas that are on a base, and they're about yay tall. They're white and they're very pretty, and we're going to make them grungy and dark for Halloween, and then we're going to do Christmas ones. So if you're the kind of gal that likes to get all your stuff together, for sure we're going to be doing some of these same kind of situations for Christmas. It's just going to be a lot happier and less dark and brooding. So if you want to start collecting things now, or see if you see some of them on sale because we're in the off season, that's when you want to pick up that stuff, not during the height of Christmas decorating. Look at that. You would have thought that was a lost cause, but now it's a cute, grungy, red and black thing. That's going to look great. We said gold on here? Okay, me. We made the decision. So the last kind of candle I'm going to make is, I said yesterday paper mache, but I meant, can't remember what it is. Dang it. I'll think about it. You whip it up into, it's like spackle paste. Yell it out if you know what it is. But I bought candle molds to make taper candles and to make fat candles with it. And if I like it, I'll do it with, I'll buy other candle molds. And then the whole box was like $6, and I should be able to make a ton of candles with it. So that'd be fun. And then decorate them for Halloween or Christmas. This is super pretty now in person. I don't know if it shows as well, but it's very pretty in person. Holy moly, that's terrible. All right, let's, I'm thinking lots of crosses, and then the fancy, do we want to try we don't like it anyways, it doesn't matter. Do we want to try like lines and crosses? It can't get uglier. Plaster of Paris. I got it. Plaster of Paris is what I bought. And so we're gonna make some, because none of these are fitting for taper candles, and I'm doing a whole bunch of thrift store candles this year, candle holders that I want to have taper candles for. And so I need to find a way to make fake taper candles, because my whole family tries to ruin everything. I don't mean ruin everything, but they drop my stuff, they lose my stuff, partly because I leave it on the stairs for 3 years, okay? But also, I want candles that if I break them or something happens, I don't care. I'll just make some more. Okay, I don't love this right now, but I have a feeling it's going to be really cool when we start ripping it up. We're going to be ripping up all these papers. And I can't even believe I forgot to tell you this, and I did not like these stripes and checkers. I want something big and then something more delicate. But I can't believe I didn't tell you that there was a ghost in my house this morning. I was doing the dishes, and I was just minding my own business, listening to a podcast about the Missouri Star quilt kid who made a whole town for quilters in Missouri. Anyways, long story short, too late, I know. But I was listening to a podcast and I heard the door. We have almost all the doors to our bedrooms for the kids have pocket doors, right? So they tuck into the wall and they make a specific noise. It just is a very, very specific slidey noise. And so I was listening to my podcast. I heard that noise. I thought, oh, Desi's up. And then I'm like, I think Desi's dog sitting, because she goes down and stays and dog sits for a couple who travels a lot. And so I texted Desi. I'm like, are you here? And she said, no, I'm not here. And I think it's a ghost, and she thinks it's something called a mimic. See, I like that a lot better with the script and the shapes than with two shapes. Two shapes feels a little blobby to me. The script feels like you still see the shapes and then the script. Boy, there's a lot of embossing around. Let's see. I think this one is going to be all old-fashioned script. And it's okay to be a little jelly that I got my ghost early because I'm doing my Halloween early. You might not get your ghost to come visit you until closer to real Halloween. And I'm not afraid of ghosts because my mom haunts me. She's been gone for almost 30 years now. She always finds a way to tell me she's around. Okay, just that little bit of scripty gold took a piece that I was very ambivalent about and made it into something that I'm excited to use. So, might not be your jam. I'm going to use all this kind of weird... Oh, you know what? I'm going to mix the scripts. So we're going to have... This has a lot happening. There's an evil eye in there. There's a lot of black. Let's see what this is. Going to be our last gold one, and then we're going to switch to black. So all that embossing we did, and we used the little tiny bit of the top. So embossing, to me, is one of the most cost-effective ones you can do. We have black sparkle. Oh my gosh. We're going to have to try all our blacks. We got black sparkle. We have Lindy's black. We got Simon Says Stamp black. All right, let's do this while we're sitting here. There we go. Now, it's funny. I was just going to say, don't do this when your paint's at all wet, because the embossing powder will stick to any of your wet paint. And I feel like it did stick to a little bit of the evil eye, even though it's dry. See how you can see that corner of the eye right there? That's really interesting. Now, we could make an evil eye super easy by getting that stencil back out, putting the evil eye stencil over top of it, dabbing that into the stencil, and then embossing it. You could have the evil eye if you wanted it. All right, we're switching to black, but the first, I want to try one. Oh, this has a lot of gold. Okay, I want to try with the black sparkle and see what happens. So let's do lines. I hope black sparkle's amazing. I think I've used it. I can tell I've used it because there's some out, but I can't tell if I loved it. I can't remember. It would have been a while ago. Probably a couple of Halloweens ago. All right, we definitely don't want to flick this because the sparkle is separate from the embossing powder. So we're not going to flick it all. Let's see what happens. Okay, what I feel like is happening here is there are sparkly bits, which you can see them, that are intermingled with the embossing powder. And then when you emboss it, they get embedded in the heated plastic. 10 out of 10, love it. I am truly digging that. Let's see if it'll do it really fine on the words. Black sparkle. I'm not liking how those words are coming out. It might be because they're really stiff because I didn't wash them one time. So it's probably a me problem, but I'm not going to use them again. I like these words. I tend to feel like the sparkle's going to work better on something that is bigger in diameter than these tiny words, but let's see what happens. It's a test. Okay, I could not be more excited about black sparkle, because the reason why I'm not that worried about having wicks or using fake lights or anything like that is that I put a ton, so I put a garland that's going to be either black, like, you know, those things that look like this, garland, or I have a ton of black roses, and then I put either orange or purple lights in there. And so what I want is to sparkle off of the gold or the now black, to just add to it. These candles are not going to be the feature of the decor. I have a ton of Halloween decorations and things I've made, signs and all kinds of stuff. This is just going to be an extra layer of really fun handmade stuff to add sparkle and a little pizzazz. It's just for me. Nobody, Emmy, my oldest granddaughter, likes to look at my decorations, but mostly everybody's just like, oh, this again, which is fine. I put them up for me, not for them. And then one year I was depressed and I didn't put them up and they were sad. This is fun. They kind of, as I'm melting them, I can kind of see the sparkle go across. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad I caught that and thought, let's try it, because I am thrilled. I could not be more excited about my sparkly black Halloween decor. And that's Ranger Ink Sparkly Black. I'm not even going to do plain black because I like the sparkles in it. Definitely not for every project. It's definitely a vibe. I mean, it's very kind of weird sparkly. But for this project, for Halloween, it is my jam. Didn't I do some more over here? Just, nope, no me? Okay. I am chuffed about this whole black sparkle situation we got going on. All right, this one, I like the diamonds. I want something light. I don't want to compete with the diamonds, so we're just going to do a few of these. I don't know about you, but looking at this, I am getting a total mid-century modern vibe. That's funny. Don't worry, I'll show you all of them at the end. Oh, this one we can do big stuff on. Let's do big stripes. We have a big gap in the middle because I don't push down on the middle. That would be better if we had a stamping block, but we don't. It was right there. I think it got smushed back behind my rotating embossing caddy. I love my rotating embossing caddy, but I don't know if I'm gonna drag it out to find my embossing block. And for my style of crafting, this is what I want anyways. For Christmas, I'm going to have kind of ratty, kind of vintage layers, nothing perfect. And so for you, please do whatever you really enjoy, because I know a lot of people like to have less grunge, more cute, and you could do these same kind of projects that way and not have it be a grungy mess and have it look beautiful. So just use your supplies in a different way. I think I stamped over the same places both times. I did. It could wind up looking cool. It does look cool. I am so glad I found this sparkly black. I just love it. Okay, I don't feel like this has any sort of vibe to it, So I'm going to come back in and make the weird little lines because this still just feels like a hot mess to me. I wouldn't know where to put that. Much better. Just keep adding until you like it, because if you wind up doing anything that you don't like, just throw it away. I've only thrown away one so far. We'll have to see if it gets beyond that. Okay, as much as I love the glossiness of the embossing powder with glitter, if you're anything like me and you don't mind glitter, you're probably going to be fine with it. But like somebody like Tim Holtz, who hates glitter in his house, is going to freak out by how much glitter comes off this embossing powder. It is everywhere. Literally. It's all because I'm using a heat tool to blow it around the room, right? So if you're looking for a clean craft room, or if glitter makes you crazy pants, then use just plain black glitter, or plain black embossing powder, not glittery embossing powder. Look at that. I would frame that. Just right there, I would, as a abstract piece of art, I would frame that. Okay, we're almost done. We're so close, you guys. I also like this one. So if I was gonna do, I would do a little piece of wall art with those side by side, maybe some extra stuff on them, but I love those. This has lost all its shine and sparkle, and let's do little lines. I have no idea what that's going to look like coming out. I got distracted with my thoughts and forgot to pay attention to what I was doing. I was telling you yesterday with the painting of these that once I get past a certain point, I have about a good solid hour in me to do collage or anything, and then I start to lose focus. I kind of love what that did. It sort of put the lines through all the text. Couldn't have done that again if I tried. All right, we got two more. We're almost there. I think I'm just going to do lots of text. I'm going to do the old-fashioned text, and when I come back, I'm going to show you all of them done. All right, so all that, and I used about a half a container. I would do it again in a heartbeat. Love it. Okay, here we go. This is going to be fun. Look how much better they look. Oh my gosh, I love that one. I'm going to have to save these two for special candles. Those look, that looks great. Still not sure I love that one. I like, this one turned one I didn't like to one I like. Love that one. Medium, love it. Very Halloween-y, right? This one's more classic. I'm still a little up in the air. Up in the air, up in the air, up in the air. Love it. I think I like the ones with less stuff on them. I do love that one. I like that one. I love this one. That's going to be beautiful. That's so funny. That's for the orange ones. I might be able to use this to get a really pretty orange grungy one. This is the one we did the back, hoping that we're going to be able to see through. That's pretty. Did we do anything on this one? Oh, this has purple embossing. Whatevs. This has purple embossing. Gold embossing on the evil eye. I don't know. I might love that. I do love this one. I did not like this gold. This is okay. I'm going to have to see what I put it on to see if I like it. And the gold is back on the wrong side to show up. This one, I feel like didn't melt. Hold on one sec. Yeah, that's a little bit better. A bunch of it didn't melt. I don't know why. Now it's stuck to there. I love the stripes on this one and the dark broody colors. And our last one. That was really fun. So hang in there. We're going to be doing the whole candle project for the toilet paper rolls next, but I have to go paint them for the video so that we have something that's already done. Hopefully that helps. Tara Jacobson, Artsy Fartsy Life.